Well, it says I'm live. Here I is. And my library is at Memorex. How are y'all doing tonight? Well, that's the way to start a live.
I'm saying.
That's a cop.
Yeah. I was just saying, they're coming after me? What they did? What they did?
It wouldn't matter. Somebody just point a finger at me and they'd come get me. That's how it works. Manipulators point fingers and innocent people pay the price. That's how it works.
Yeah. I guess you was live. I see you on my screen.
Ah.
It's been a day, Piggy. It's been a day.
And I ain't done nothing. I got up. I relieved myself. I ate a little something. And I'm whooped.
I understand.
I didn't get up to what, 1:30, 2 o'clock?
It's somewhere between 1 and 1:30. I got it.
So I ain't been up that long, folks, and I'm already whooped. Got up, took me some relief, took my morning meds, vitamins.
I got up this morning about 7:30. Took me some pain relievers. I had a severe sinus headache.
I got up somewhere about that time.
I used restroom. Then took me some pain relievers. Let the cat in.
Yeah, I answered the call of my bladder saying, you better or you'll pay the consequences.
I checked to see if Tank wanted in. He was out there. He wanted in. He come running.
Right.
So I let him in. And I went back to bed, and I woke up when I woke up.
I got those inside tremblies.
Yeah.
Feel like you're trembling and all like that on the inside.
Yeah.
Tired, fatigue, everything else. I've got that going on. I ain't been up 4 hours.
Hey, Sappy.
Sappy. Clean my glasses off just before coming live and rinse a bunch of dishes that we've used up today. Make sure they're ready to be washed. So we go in there to wash them. All I got to do is basically slide them through some hot soapy and through the hot rinsey and hand them over, let her dry and put them up. There ain't that many. Not really. But we put that metal table in there. It helps out a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of in the way, but pros outweigh the cons. Being sometimes in the way is just not really the only con to it. We can put extra dirties on it, put the clean dry ones back on it, go back and forth between where we got to put what up.
Mm-hmm.
She's already used it to assist her in her cooking.
Well, yeah.
She can put it right beside her unit over here against this wall back here and slide that close to her, and she got everything she needs right there at her. That works out good. Keeps space between the camera and the main table, which is where I've been setting the camera anyway. But now she's got some place she can slide stuff off the table and onto the metal table to get it out of her way, and then I can get it and do whatever needs to be done with it. Put it up in the fridge, put it over by the sink to be washed, whatever. So it's got a lot more pros than cons.
Oh, yeah.
And allowing her to put her little spice rack in a different spot that's more accessible for her. For me too, really. Gives her a better line of sight on it, so that when I'm trying to look for something, she's telling me, it's this, it's this, it's this, it looks like that, and it's whatever else. She can spot it and then tell me a location, shelf, and which side. or if it's down behind some stuff on that shelf. So it'll work out better.
I think so.
And it gets it out of the way in here. Got to go through and maybe call out some more stuff, get rid of it. Don't need it, don't use it. It's on the trashy side. Don't need it or use it, take it to a thrift store.
That's it.
If it's kind of on the trashy side, we'll put it in the trash and get it out of this house.
Hi, Tina.
Tina!
There's David. I apologize for not saying that. My chat didn't pop up.
David. Oh.
Taking a break from Sandy.
Well, if you got a sander, it ain't hard work. You just sit there and keep doing it. Hold it lightly, let the sandpaper do its work.
Unless you do a hand sanding, then that's a job.
It is. But that till you get down into finishing sanding and you get the real fine sandpaper, you still go real light, let the sandpaper do the work. I've done a lot of sanding. The shelf you see up here, you see the end of it. I hand sanded that entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's an old piece of Douglas fir. I do believe. Yeah, that smell. It's got a distinct smell. It's an old piece of Douglas fir. It's probably close to twice my age. I dug it out from the stuff that had been set aside. She decided it would make a good looking shelf.
And so this is taking forever.
Yeah, I saw that. But just let the sander and the sandpaper do the work, hon. You just guide it. Let the sandpaper and the sander do the work. Because in order to make a fine piece, like this shelf, it was an old, ragged piece of wood. I did a little fiddling with it and then got down to the sanding, and I just took my time. I'm sure I could have done some things better on it, but it's rustic. It's got character. It's got a story to tell. So I just dressed it up a little bit and let the wood speak for itself. And sometimes that's the best there is. And then you just take your time and take however long it takes to get it to that sublime point where you look at it and say, wow, that's telling me a story. That's been through a lot. See all the dits and dangs and divots and cracks and stuff. Oh, now why'd you want to go and do that, Tina? What is it you're working on? What's it for? What kind of wood is it? And what's your purpose for it? You see, sometimes those screw-ups right at the beginning, it's God's way of directing you in a different way to bring out something about it you didn't see before. See, I found something out about trying to be perfect. Perfection is in the imperfection.
Yeah, I tell you, things happen. That's why.
That's what I learned about being perfect. Perfection is in the imperfection. That little screw up sometimes isn't that you screwed up, it's that God is guiding you in a different direction on it. There's something else about it you need to see, make you appreciate it more. Melinda.
Hey, Melinda.
A lot of things I tried to get perfect and something would be messed up, and then in the mess up, it brought a certain beauty to it. So perfection is in the imperfection. You know, if you want something perfect, take it to a machine shop where they got all the right machines and let them machine it in or do a CNC or do a 3D printer or buy it made that way, and you'll get what looks perfect.
Lazy Susan.
Okay, I'll be anxious to see that.
Ooh, that would be pretty. Like
Oh
red
man,
person.
black walnut, some awesome stuff. Just ask Nathan. He loves that stuff. Can't blame him. It's beautiful wood.
Mm.
I wouldn't mind having stuff that's the structure is black walnut and its accent piece is hickory, or the structure be hickory and its accents be black walnut.
That, by the way, for me, hickory with accent like walnut.
You know, it was nice, beautiful hickory, and then you have some accents of black walnut on it. Both hardwoods, both beautiful. You get your light, you get your dark. Oh man.
Hey, Chris.
All right, Chris, you listen in the background.
Tell Miss Alice we said howdy.
Yeah, they ain't much better, Tina. There just is not much better. I kind of like the Douglas fir too because it is a soft hardwood. But if it's really, really old, it's really, really hard to work with. A lot of this house is made of Douglas fir, and this house is decades and decades old. And I've got some pieces from it that I've worked with. And I'm going to tell you, you can't really chisel it. You can't plane it. You can't do this. You can't do that. You better saw it the way you want it and get out the sandpaper and have at it.
Hey, Stafford's lasagna is pretty good, Chris.
I just had me some grits, scrambled eggs, and sausage. I had a couple of frozen sausage biscuits. We're doing a pick five at Save-A-Lot. She needed one more thing. Well, you just use up. All right. Well, I saw sausage biscuits. They come 4 to a box. I wish I'd have chose something else. They ain't worked that good.
So I wouldn't worry about it. I didn't have to eat
I won't have to worry about it again because I won't get them again.
it.
So that's what happens when I choose stuff versus when she chooses stuff. The biscuits were so-so and the sausage was kind of rubbery.
Didn't smell like grape neither.
Yeah, so. But now that they're gone tomorrow, I can have my regular biscuits and sausage. Hint, hint, hint.
Hint, hint, hint. I hear you, hint, hint. You might get pancakes. You don't know what you're going to get. Piggy smiling. Like
That or waffles, I don't care. I'll take either one.
Like I said, he don't know what he gonna get.
You better not be saying pancakes and then don't show up with them. Because you know I'm going to be looking for that.
Oh, yeah.
I've had times where I've waited for her to get up and so hungry I couldn't stand it, but I was waiting until she got up, cook them pancakes or waffles. Hey, that's a good combination. Grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really old Douglas fir, I've worked with a lot of it. You can't plane it, you can't chisel it. You got to cut it the way you want it and then get out light sandpaper and just deal with it. Because you put a chisel to it, no matter how light you go with it, you're going to wind up ripping out a big chunk. Because it'll just split. You want to attach anything to it, you better drill a hole and put a screw in it. Because the nail is going to make it split. You take a planer to it, you're just going to rip out chunks. Because when it's old, it's just that soft. And old folk, how you doing?
Hi, Miss Anna.
Been a while since I seen you. Glad to see you pop in. So if you deal with any Douglas fir that's 40 years old or older, you better check out some videos of like Stumpy or others who know what they're doing with that stuff to get tips on that. And I'm sure there are those like him who could take that old Douglas fir like that and put the chisel and planer and everything else to it and get it to do what they want. But then they've got 2, 3, 4 decades worth of experience under their belt of doing it all the time. So they know how to deal with an old wood like that that's so soft. Me, I have to be careful when I use that stuff because I get my blades so sharp. The slightest slip, you're going to hurt yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you ain't going to know you hurt yourself until you see the blood. Because they are that sharp. I'm doing something with one of my chisels that I shouldn't have been doing one day. And it slipped. Got me right there and went all the way to the bone. I taped it up tight and went with it. In about 3 days, 3 or 4 days, I was able to take it off, and it was healing up well. I've got a couple of other spots on my fingers I've done that to. I got one up here. I think I got one on here. I never felt the cut. My blades were just that sharp. Had one where I barely touched myself with a chisel blade. It cut me. I didn't know it till I saw the blood. I would keep mine that sharp. Then I couldn't understand why I couldn't get some of those butter thin shavings off of them. And I found out about bevels on the blade and how to direct it this way and have it at that angle or that angle. And I'll just stick to simple stuff. And Stumpy, he get into explaining those bevels and the angles on those bevels and how to do a double bevel and like, dang, Stumpy, I need one of those. I need one of those really expensive sharpeners you've got to be able to do all that. Where you can set it up at those angles and do what you got to do.
Miss Melinda, our lives are all full of woulda, shoulda, couldas. There's a lot of things I wished I had learned.
Yeah, that little lake life be going shoulda, coulda, woulda. There's always a reason why.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason God didn't have you get into that. She's got one lady in her family. She's not blood, but she's might as well be. And
Gracie?
Yes.
I was named after Gracie's mama.
That woman had some wood shop tools in her garage, and I was just sitting there going, some old deltas and all that old stuff that was built to last. Then she showed me some of her woodworking.
Mm-hmm. Like pie shape.
And I just looked at that like, I'm not worthy. That woman could do some woodworking. So if there's any young ladies out there listening, don't let nobody tell you that woodworking ain't for women. I've seen the results of a woman's work doing woodworking. She made things that, Tanya, you'll know what I mean by this. She made some things that Stumpy would have been proud to have claimed. That tells you anything. She made a lot of her own furniture for her house. Nice things. Like that pie safe she talked about. And other shift rope type things. I mean, and she didn't make it out of no cheap wood either. Whoever gets that stuff, I hope they understand and appreciate what they're getting. Because it was handmade and built by that woman. And I'm here to tell you that woman has some skills.
Not only was she a wonderful woodworker, she was an awesome cake decorator. She's what made my birthday cakes for like the first 4 years of my life.
And she was a teacher.
Yeah, she's a school teacher.
You know, they could have put her in shop, teach some people how to do some woodwork, let me tell you. She could have turned out some really great woodworkers.
All I know is whatever she set her mind to, she could do it.
I say, that's great, Chris. I mean, you know, that's something you can pass down and be something of you, somebody in your family will get that hopefully will be cherished. One, because it will be a nice little piece that was made out of some great wood and that you made it. But for any young ladies out there, I hope you're listening. Don't ever let anybody tell you you can't do woodwork or metalwork or mechanicking. Because you see, the knowledge of how to do it is up here, not down here. If you've got it up here and you can get it to your hands, and work it. You can do it. It don't matter if you're male or female. Like I said, I've seen that one woman's work in Chick County. She works on small engines. She knows her stuff. You know,
Well,
if I had a choice, if I had to call for need of such thing, oh, I bet that's pretty. You got to get me a picture of that sometime, Chris.
Linda said her granddad made a 6-chair dining room set in high school and won first place at the county fair.
I bet he did. And that's all it is, ain't it? You do it your way.
It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong.
You create what you see in here.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be what somebody else has made. Right off the rip, it's going to be unique because you made it. You didn't buy it from a factory. You didn't get it from IKEA. You didn't get it off of somebody else. You personally made it. So anything that might be seen as a flaw in your eyes will be them seeing part of you here. Your vision, your creation. That makes it unique right off the rip. Like those units we made in the kitchen. They don't look great. They work. You want to try to take them apart, you're going to have to do it with a saw and a hammer.
Good luck.
Because we put them together to last.
Those things are heavy.
We made them mostly out of secondhand wood. Melinda, I'm 5'4". I understand.
Oh, buddy. That is so funny.
All my tops are gone and most of my bottoms are gone, Anna, so I understand. I can relate. Like they taught us in boot camp, Tank never could do nothing. All you boys and girls out there, just remember, if it's something you have an interest in, go for it.
Yeah, tell you, the scrap bin's great. You never know what you're going to find.
You can get the wood for cheap and make something that you can sell for not so cheap. Because people got a thing about reused wood these days. Makes that price tag go up. And they know when they buy it, they're going to be buying something that's going to outlive their great grandchildren. So it'll definitely be worth the cost. Everything, get things straightened up. I might try to get back involved in a little woodworking. Just fiddling with little scraps and whatever. Oh, wow, that's the best price of all right there. Oh, that's awesome. That's what I did with her Hi Boy. It was just a cheap piece of furniture that her aunt had and got sitting out underneath their metal carport for weeks,
months.
months. I brought it home. I tore it down piece by piece, smoothed it up, put it back together, beefed it up, put wheels on it, put the little knobs on it she wanted, and painted it with spray cans of paint, and put a little clear coat on it. It's a gorgeous little piece. It's as sturdy as all get out now that I worked on it. I know every flaw in it. You won't see it.
I understand that right there, Tina. When I was working, that's what my cooking and my quilting and other things did for me. It took my mind off the craziness.
Yeah. So she wanted that pretty furniture, huh? But I see where he's coming from on that. Why let it go to waste if I can fix it and give it to somebody who's lost a lot of stuff? Why not fix it and give it to them? I make stuff for me anytime. They will if you don't use them right. They'll talk back real quick if you don't use them right. Avid babe. Okay. Avid, do I perchance happen to possibly know in a roundabout way who that is? I'll tell you on that one, you've got me all day long. I can totally understand. In other words, Tina, you couldn't pay me 3 times what you get paid to do your job. Because I'd be apt to be in there with them if I had your job. Old Marine and me might decide to do something. And it wouldn't be good. Uh-huh. What time you go live? They gonna be in your live in your chat? That's who I think it is. Yeah. Watch out. I don't pull no punches. I put it out there as it is for what it is.
Tina, life has been crazy lately. It seems to be crazier and crazier.
7 p.m.
Maybe 8-hour time.
8-hour time, so a couple of hours from now. All right, I'll have to try to make sure I get in there and turn loose. You never know what I might do to turn loose completely.
Got the smoker ready.
It's too warm for that smoker oven. I'm not beat down enough to give up yet. Trust me, I'm beat down. I'm not. I don't feel worth a darn. It's probably going to take me another week or two to get to feeling somewhat halfway like something. But I'll get there.
We'll eventually get there.
She's perked up a lot.
Oh, I feel a lot better than I feel the past 2, 3, 4, 5 months or better.
Ain't got the stress of what we've had to do on us.
I've been able to sleep and de-stress.
I've been sleeping a lot, 10, 12 hours at a whack. Except for what times I have to get up and answer the glider call. If it weren't for that, ooh-wee.
Hi, Katie.
That's fine, Katie.
It late you right on time for you, honey.
That's what I've told folks. You ain't late. You're here when God had for you to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say I am, Abbott. I feel like George Jetson just went through that exercise machine he had. How's your pooches? Anna, we ain't had a pooch in a long time. He got poisoned and he left us here several months ago.
Yeah, our Charlie died June of last year.
And we've lost several kitties. We're down to 3 kitties.
Yeah, we've got Fancy, Gray, and Tank left. And that's it. Now, if we're talking about the other pooch, we see him occasionally. We see Tish more than we see Pooch.
Right.
Live streams.
Just another thing that was meant to be. Blessing in disguise. We weren't able to take care of him as best as a dog like that needed to be took care of. And he was not sociable. And, hated to see it happen like that. But
he ain't suffering. We ain't suffering.
Gonna make me squeal to the end, huh? Oh.
I'm thinking about doing me a brisket for Christmas.
What?
I'm going to do it in my electric roaster.
Okay. Y'all, I'll be right back. I'm going to fill up my water.
I did it up for him, but...
She's got all her stuff on top of her.
Yeah. I got me a little lap table. I got my laptop and everything sitting over here in my recliner. My feet propped up. But yeah, I think I'm going to do a brisket for Christmas instead of a ham. Never done a brisket, but I've seen them done, and I think I can do one. Get me some butcher's pepper. Yeah, I get me a regular oven. Oven, I mean an actual stove. Put the stove and oven together again. I'll do me a prime rib, but until then, I do what I can. Oh, man.
Regular oven. Have to wait till we can get us a place we can be good with.
I know. I'm going to put another stove back in this house.
Wouldn't do any good, Ted. Wouldn't be no ground to it.
It's a case of it might last a month and then start messing up. Piggy made it back, y'all.
Yeah, believe it or not. Y'all can see she got my hat clean for me. That was all thick brown.
It was nasty. It stunk.
Where I'd crawled up under that house. Got all this clean. Got my pens back in it. I missed wearing it. You can see the difference in how people look at you.
Mm-hmm.
They see this when there's respect on their face. I was wearing my other one, had my Biggins hat. It was like, you can see the stuck up come out in them. Some of them bad enough. Okay, be stuck up. I don't care. And I'd make sure they heard me.
They said the internet's acting stupid again.
Yeah, they're always going to do that. I'll come in here. I'll close my laptop up. I won't turn it off. I'll just close it up. So the next day I can open it back up, put in my little pen, and get going. There'll be days I'll come in there, I'll have to turn it on because somebody somewhere decided it needed to be turned off.
Hi, Animal.
Animal!
Oh,
yeah, I'm still alive.
he was live yesterday. He's live today.
That self-inflicted beating I took doing that plumbing didn't kill me. So I'm still alive. I'm still here. I'm feeling the effects. But I'm still here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But it ain't going to matter. Y'all can just deal with it. Well, I do wear a mask on here. That's all I expect out of anybody, Dynamo. Just be you.
That's all I expect of anybody. Just be themselves.
That's it. Anything else is just fakery. I don't like fakery. We don't have to agree, but we can get along. Well, let's see. Y'all, I'm sitting here getting tired.
I know the feeling. And I ain't done nothing.
Just sitting here. And then I get what you mean by rain on people. I have another word for it. Right. Now, sometimes you can do things like that and say it in a joking manner so people know that you're being facetious about it and not being serious. I can accept that because they're laughing at themselves and getting you to laugh at them too. Because you know, they're gonna look at that and go, "You're full of." Well, we miss people when they're not in here too, Anna. We like seeing people pop in and say hello. Main thing for you, Danimal, is you got to get out there and you got to do the hunting and the fishing and have a good time and all that. I learned long ago I'm not in competition with anybody but myself. If I did a good thing, I did a good thing. If I totally screwed up, I totally screwed up. Right. You get what I'm saying. If I do something, you know, like with things I've made, like that cowboy I did for her. I didn't do a great job. I got it where it works. I got it where it looks good. I got it sturdy. But would I compare myself to Stumpy Nubs? Not on your life. Stumpy Nubs in a competition would make me look so foolish it wouldn't even be funny. Not to mention, he'd be done in half the time with a far finer piece of work than I could even dream of. But I made it functional for us. I made it where it's functional for her. It's hers. I did it for her. Um, More to the point, he probably wants more underestimating of the job. Daniel, I only wish I had that kind of energy. I wish I had 1% of that energy. Because me and energy don't go well in the same sentence unless you say a lack thereof.
Energy? What's that?
From doing that plumbing, I finally got half done, half with to more fully understand just how messed up I am with this disability. I don't blame you, Danimal. State your worth, especially with friends.
Mm-hmm.
I read Atlas Shrugged. I read it many times, and I've watched the movie many times. And basically comes down to value for value. You're going to pay me my value, or I ain't doing it. There's a big time YouTuber out there whose younger brother, I've told this story before. He's the one who created my happy guinea pig on her channel. Would we pay him for that?
$250.
I still felt like that was cheating him. And we got to discussing price, and I told him, I said, we're expecting somewhere around 500. He goes, 500? He said, I don't charge but 100 for what I've done for this one and this one and this one and this one. I said, son, you're underselling yourself. and I broke down the cost for him. He told me it takes 10 hours just to do the rough sketch of most of them that he does. I said, you're only charging $100. You're only paying yourself $10 an hour just for the rough sketch. I said, by the time you add the rest of it in there, you probably ain't getting but $2 an hour. I said, you're worth more than that. And he had started his own YouTube channel doing stuff, all like that. I think he took my advice and started charging more for his work because I made him realize he was worth it. He said, well, I just enjoy doing it. I said, yeah, you may enjoy doing it, but you ought to get paid what you're worth, not just get chumped off just so you can do the work. I said, you do top quality work, son. I said, you need to be getting paid top quality. I said, they chumping you off and they loving it. Because they can come to you and pay a tenth of what they have to pay anybody else. I said, don't let them chump you off and take advantage of you. I could email those folks today and they know who I am. Because I made the one's younger brother who did the work realize he is worth something. And I think he went into doing that full time at a full cost that he's worth. So I told him, I said, compare cost with others who can do comparable work. I said, you put yourself up on that level. I said, because you're worth it. I said, and then you still get to do it and have fun. Being paid what you're worth. And for those who don't know, I'm talking about Baby Jeebus. Treasure hunting with Jeebus. Big channel. I helped encourage him too. I told him one day, I commented to him, I told him, I said, son, you're worth every penny you've made because he works for it. He works hard. And his younger brother, he does the art. And he'd had others paying him just $100 for some very fancy artwork. And the animal, I love you, son, but quit cheating yourself like that. I'm just going to put it, that's a fool's work. Don't do that again. You count in your time. You count in your materials. Everything. And since you had your dad helping you, add some to that too. My neighbor over here, he's a contractor. Make good money. In his estimates, he would put in for himself $30 an hour. Make good money. His wife, being a very good Proverbs 31, she saved the money. They've got around $1 million in the bank plus assets after his lifelong career of working and doing different things. He's got one daughter who had achieved $1 million in the bank about 5-10 years ago. Plus money left over to send every one of her kids, 3 of them, to good colleges.
I think she had 2, a boy and a girl.
Well, it may be 2. Either way, the point is, she had more than enough money to send them to college fully paid, plus $1 million plus in the bank, and working on more. This 5-10 years ago. She probably done got 2 or 3 sitting in that bank now. She's smart. You know. The animal, rule of thumb. Nothing will ever be as easy as it might seem. you automatically factor in for worst case scenario.
I started saying, if it seems like it's going to be easy, expect it to be 10 times worse.
That's it. Every time I've said, oh, that ought to be easy enough, wound up spending more time and money and materials on it than I would have something that I went into looking at as going to be worst case scenario. So figure on every possible worst thing that could happen doing that job. And then figure in your hourly worth, 30, 40 bucks. Because metal work, welding, cutting that stuff, dealing with that, it's hard, it's heavy, and exacting. You're able to do all that. You make sure you charge your worth. They can take it or leave it. Well, I could go to so and so mass produce thing and do it. Well, have at it. You know, it's like a lot of heavy equipment operators. They say they don't turn the key on their dozers or whatever it is they got for less than $500. And that's just to get to talking to them. Well, then, I've seen your work. You're easily worth that an hour. So remember that. You figure up how much time you think it's going to take on the outside, not on the low estimate, on the high estimate. Then how much for the materials. Add some in for wear and tear on your tools. And then you give a price based on that. And again, maybe about 5% more for friends. Because they're going to be getting top-notch work anyway. They're going to be getting work that's going to last them all their life and their grandsons' lives. Value for value. Good. I want to see it. I want to see what you put together. I love that, watching that little bit when you're playing with your wood. That was a pretty piece. That's right, Katie. Learn what you are worth. And trust me, if you've ever seen any of Danimal's work, he's worth as much as anybody out there. Because you're going to get quality. He had that one piece, it was a trophy thing. He made wood base to it. And then there was a metal piece that went on to, oh man, it was gorgeous. And that's another thing too, Dan. Approach it with confidence. Don't approach it with thank you for the work. You want my work, you know I'm quality. You want my work, you're going to pay my price. Don't be arrogant about it. Just be confident. You know I'm good, you wouldn't come to me. This is what I charge. You don't have to break it down. You assess the job, you see what needs to be done, you see what kind of materials you're going to have, and you add your hourly worth to it. And that's the price you give. I absolutely believe that, animals. I absolutely do. And I hope it does. Because I'd love to be able to see you be self-sufficient and not have to go to a job. Because you be your job in your shop. Between YouTube and the work you do. Yeah. That's what you don't do. You show confidence. You charge what you're worth per hour. There's going to be a lot of people who want your work, but they can't afford it. Slide by them. Those who can afford your work will come. That's how I've been about stuff, you know. Not that it paid off for me. I'm not focused on any one thing. Never have been. Probably never will be. Can't get nobody to pay for your work. So I just don't put it out there that I can do this or that. Now I really can't, but it's one of the reasons God allowed me to get hurt like I have. Everybody was taking advantage of my strength. Even Half Done admitted that at one point, talking about my strength. Talking about how stout I am. And I told him, I said, yeah, too stout for my own good. But go at it with confidence. Go at it knowing you're worth that $55, $60 an hour for your work. Metalworking, being able to weld, being able to be artistic with it, shoot, son, you're worth a mint. I wish I had half your creative ability. Shoot, for that matter, I wish I had a tenth of it. I'm not creative. I'm a monkey see, monkey do. I see somebody do it, and I think I could do that. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. My biggest thing has always been I never had the money to get the right kind of tools to do the kind of work I want to do and know I can do. And now I'm not really in a shape to be able to. Katie's a smart one. She already has a good idea of what it should cost. But if you're sitting there hem-hawing trying to think of a price, well, you don't know what you're doing yet. Go get some experience and come back. Or you tell you what, this is what we'll do. You obviously don't know what you're doing, but you obviously also need experience. I know the wood's going to cost this. You're not yet worth $20 an hour, and it shouldn't take but 5, 10 hours, however many. So this is what I'm going to pay you for doing the job. The animals, you know me, it's not kindness. It's fact. It's truth. If it ain't true or factual, I ain't speaking it. That's what I do. I build people up. Not because it's what they need or want to hear, but because it's the truth. I've seen video evidence of your work, son. You're worth that. You're worth all that in a bag of chips. So go at it with confidence. And again, with the friends, do not let them use friendship as a means of getting a cheaper price. Because if you do, they'll be hooking you up with all their friends and getting you to do it for a friendship price, and you won't make much. Ain't that right, Katie? I'll pay you 10% to get you started as a down payment, but you better finish the job before I pay you in full. Just to show you I mean business. Yeah, don't let friends talk you into friendship price. That's just them using you, and that's them proving to you they're not really your friend. When they want you to do a job for a lesser price because your friends, they're not your friend. They're fixing to use you. Now, if there was a specific case for a specific something and you felt a certain way about that friend, you knew they was having a hard time and all like that, it's okay to every once in a while do a little something at a lesser price or a pro bono just to give that one a hand up. But don't let them turn it into a handout. Even if you have it on stock, Danimal, you include that price because somewhere along the line you had to pay for those materials. Right? Somewhere along the way you got those materials because you had to buy those materials for something and you had some left over. Well, you still had to pay for it, get your money out of it. Yeah. And you best let him get the idea that you screwed yourself on doing that job for him. So if he sends anybody your way, you better let him know you ain't cheap. And the next time, you'll be better prepared to price the job. So consider it, uh, he got a favor in return for uh, bringing business in. That's how he's going to make up the difference for you in price. Because friends and family will do you in quicker than a stranger will. Melinda, well put. Value for value. Yeah, we're friends, but I ain't your slave. And I ain't here to do for you just because I can. You need something done. Now, if it's an emergency, something, maybe we'll talk on that. But just know somewhere down the line, you're going to make up the difference. Because we're friends, but I didn't take you to race. Yep. And unfortunately, that's the way it happens. A lot of times you give somebody a hand up, they keep coming back for a hand up. And with friends, it's especially bad because you do it for them once, they're going to expect to get a great discount every time. So you let that friend know sometime down the line, he's going to bring you business in exchange for what you lost on that job. I'm going to let it be known. You ain't cheap, but you are good. So you're going to get your money's worth. It's like the boys I take my cars to when I'm able to afford them. They're not the cheapest in town, but they are the best in town. They make good on their guarantees and warranties. Something goes wrong on a job they worked on your car, they fix it for free. because they guarantee their work. I've helped them get a lot of business while hanging out waiting on mine to get done. People be on the fence, and I tell them they ain't the cheapest. I said, but you'll get more value for your buck than you will anywhere else. I tell them that, and I tell them stories of stuff they've done for me. Next thing you know, they're pulling out their wallet or their purse and putting it up on the counter and saying, okay, let's talk turkey. And from that, there ain't no telling how much business I've gotten them for having sold that one. I don't even work there, but I know the kind of work they do. They have integrity. And you're going to get more value for your buck. Like you're going to get, it might be a $50 job, you're going to get a $60, $70 value. Even though that job could be done cheaper somewhere else by someone else. You're also going to get a cheaper job done. And you ain't going to get the guarantee on the work like you do with those guys. So it's kind of the same thing. You make a weld, you know that weld is going to hold. You could guarantee that weld. So probably the animals, because they probably figured gas each time was part of the deal. Leeches do that. But like I said, Danimal, I've seen your work. I ain't being kind. I ain't blowing smoke. I've seen your work on video. I might not can do those things, but I can tell when somebody is worth it and when somebody ain't. I would have repoed the mower. Right. And having seen your work on video, having seen what you could do with that zebra wood, that's not cheap wood. You did a perfect job on that piece of wood on the woodworking side of it. So I know you're talented. I know you're creative. I know you do top-notch work. You're the type of person, if you're going to do something, you're going to do it 100% or not at all. And if it's turning out crap, you'll scrap it and redo it for something else later. Because you just don't do shoddy work, period. And yeah, from those videos watching you do that, I could tell all that. You're trying to give them a tool to make some money with, wasn't you, Katie? I did that with a neighbor of my little sis up there in Mentone. He was doing scrap metal, stripping wire and different things like that. The hard way. Piece of wood and a nail to strip the wire. Had that set up and using hand tools to cut down the metal. Well, Danimal, that's the thing about my lives. Something comes up, I get to talking about it. I get to talking about it. There's a reason for me to talk about it. That's a God thing. There's no telling over time how many people might see this live. And they'll be hearing me talk to you and seeing the comments being aimed at you and see how you're being built up. Drive somebody to go see this video that I'm talking about, or videos that you done working on that piece, and get to see for themselves what I'm talking about your work. Might be somebody. That's right, Katie. Because we want to see him succeed. I think he can. He's been top notch at everything else he's done in his life, operating a crane and other things he's done. He's got the kind of talent I'd give my left one for. And if it ain't true or factual, I ain't gonna say so. I ain't gonna say it. But there might be others who see this live and see how you're being built up. Go see your video to see what I'm talking about and see that I'm talking truth. And they may follow you and may also inspire them to go after what it is that they love to do. So this ain't being done just for you, Danimals. Right now it is, because you got me talking on something. You got something you're interested in. You've got talents that you could use to become self-sufficient. Do it. I know you've got it in you to do it. Oh, Lord. Danimals, you'll have to find those videos and drop the links to them. Or drop that link yourself and let Anna have it so she can go see what I'm talking about. Because there's a whole lot more to Danimals than hunting and fishing, I can tell you. No. Danimals, how many times have you seen somebody talk about something about God and faith and all like that, and I go off on a rant? It's like something in me triggers, and I go to talking about it and basically preach. It's the same thing. I'm preaching at you. You've got talent. You've got skill. You've got creativity. Things, like I said, I'd give my left one for. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you do something with it. I want to see you go out in life and have the confidence to be able to state your price, get the job and do it, and get the price. Make you a nice little profit. But that's what it's about, going out to work, being paid your worth, make a profit off of it. Well, the animal, they can go through it and they can find it. They might find other things they'd like to watch while they're at it. That's part of it. As long as you're willing to put in the effort, Danimals, I'll be willing to give you the support and encouragement to do it. Melinda knows. But in the end, Danimals, somebody else that really needs the help and encouragement might come across this video. Mama Bear! And when they do, they may be in severe need of encouragement. And they may hear me talking to you. And they may come to realize about themselves that, hey, I'm qualified. I'm qualified to do this. I'm good at doing that. And make something of it. We may never know. And I don't care to ever know if they do or don't. But if they do, I'm happy for them. whether I ever know about it or not. But I know there's a great big chance somebody will come across this and find encouragement in it. No, I said I'd give my left one. In other words, you know, to have 10% of your creativity and talent. I wouldn't hug it. No, 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 no. There'd really be only one way to hug that. No, we ain't doing that. So that's the whole thing. And then again, if there's no truth or fact to it, I ain't saying it and saying that there is, because that'd be lying. I'm not going to lie to nobody if I can help it. Calm down, animals. Piggy likes to play, but not that way. So that's the whole thing to all that. But so I've told you the facts of life. Take it and do with it what you will. Hopefully it'll be something great. So hopefully I'll start seeing notifications for you about the work you're talking about you're going to be doing. And always make sure you know your worth. I've told you your worth. You got to believe it in here and know it in here. Uh-oh, Danimals. You just picked up a do or die. You better be good and you better behave. She's going to keep you on track, son. Katie, you'll love his son, Dom. Well, folks, it's almost 7 o'clock. I've been on here hour and 23 minutes. Ain't got much of nothing else going on. I'm going to get off here and wait on Abbott to go live and see about something. And everything. He got a little addition to his life. It's supposed to be in his chat. So y'all go there and figure that out. But for now, animals, know your worth, son. I see what you're worth. I want you to show me. Y'all think about it. Piggy loves you.